All right, so this time I'm going to switch my screen. And then I'm going to walk us through how we can become dReps, either as entities or as individuals at this particular point. So to become a dRep, there are some few things that you need to first of all have. So there are some few things that you need to have. And the first one is that you need to have a Cardano mainnet wallet, and particularly a web version. You can also have the what do you call it? The mobile version, but the mobile version is compatible with only a particular wallet that, at least for now, that I know of, which is Eternal. But for the other wallet versions or the other mainnet wallet that exists, for instance, Yoroi, Typhoon, Lace, and what have you, you will need what do you call it? You will need a web version to be able to, register as a dRep, right? So we are going to look at how we are going to register as a dRep, but we are considering these wallet types, which is Eternal, Lace, Typhoon, and then Yoroi. And for this particular webinar or this particular demonstration, I'm going to make use of the Eternal wallet, and I'm making use of the web version. So the Google Chrome web version, that is what I'm going to make use of. And you also need to have an active balance of at least 550 ADA. And then we are also going to register or become a dRep through the GovTools website. So you will need, first of all, you will need a Cardano mainnet wallet, which is a web version, and preferably Eternal. And then you also need an active balance of 550 ADA in your wallet. And then you will need to have access to the GovTools website, which is gov.tools. So please put this in mind. And there's also a poll in there, a poll ongoing, which is asking you, how will you determine who to delegate to, right? So please provide your inputs as well to help us understand the dynamics of how people are going to delegate to, dReps. So without wasting much time, let's go straight into it. How can we register as dReps? And of course, if you cannot follow along in terms of practicing it as I'm doing it, don't worry. This session is being recorded, so I don't need it to be uploaded onto YouTube, where you can actually go and then have your time to look through and then also follow along with your own pace in order to be able to set up a dRep. That is if you want to set up a dRep. But before you even do that, I want you to really, be truthful to yourself in terms of resources. Do you have enough knowledge to be able to participate as a dRep? Do you have enough technology to be able to participate as a dRep? Consider some of these requirements before you want to sign up as a dRep. If you fall short in any, then you could probably decide to delegate to a dRep who works in the same principle as you do, so that you can you can have your voice heard in governance, or better, so you can choose come together as a team and then put together a dRep, and then you are good to go. So the first site that you will need to go is Eternal. So as you can see, I have my Eternal open on my browser here, and I just put 600 ADA in this particular wallet for demonstration purposes. So this is educational. So if you want to register as a dRep, you need to make sure that on Eternal, you have migrated your wallet on there. So it's either you are creating a new wallet or you are adding your existing wallet, either your Yoroi or Hardware wallet or whatever it is on there. If you don't know how to do that, on YouTube, there are numerous videos that guides you as to how you can set up wallets on Eternal. So you can refer from there. Then now that you have your wallet, loaded on Eternal, you now want to connect your wallet or activate your wallet for browser connections. So you want to ensure that this particular icon or this particular button is activated. If it is activated, it will turn into green. If it is not activated, it will be a white icon. So you need to ensure that this particular one is green. But how do you do it? You just click on it from here. Right. So right beside your account balance, you will see this kind of plug. All you have to do is just click on it, and then it will come together like that, indicating that yes, now you are able to connect with external parties. Connect your wallet to external parties. So now that is also done, now you want to go to gov.tools to be able to access the platform. So this is the gov.tools, right? So once you are in the gov.tools, automatically, if your wallet is not connected, you would see a connect here. Let me just disconnect mine and then connect back so that you can see what I'm talking about. So like I was saying, before you go into gov.tools to connect your wallet, make sure that this is activated and it is green here. So if you deactivate it, this is how it looks like unplugged, right? And it is white over here. But if you activate it, then it becomes green and then plugged in, indicating that now you are good to connect third parties to your wallet. So let's see if it has loaded. Okay, so it's going to take a time. While it loads, let me just also, come to that if GovTools is taking too much of time to actually load for you, then you can consider creating or registering your dRep right from Eternal browser. That is also an option that you can use. I wanted to use a GovTool so that you know how it looks like, the interface and everything, but if it is taking too long and we don't have too much of time or we don't have forever, we can just use the Eternal to register. So on Eternal, you realize that there are a series of tabs that are lined up on the browser. Okay, I think GovTools has now loaded. Yes, awesome. But then let me just give you a briefer into the Eternal. So on the Eternal, when you go to the voting tab and then you switch to the blockchain governance, you realize that there is a delegate to your own, account, right? So right from here, you can create your own dRep and then delegate to it as well. But that is not how I want us to go about this thing. I want us to go by the GovTools. So now on the GovTools, you realize that because I disconnected my wallet, now I have the button which says connect wallet, right? And also, mind you, I have activated my wallet connector. So it means that I can connect my wallet to any third-party app on the internet. So now I'll just click on connect wallet, and then I will select Eternal because that is the extension that I have. Mind you, if you don't install the browser, the Chrome web version of the Eternal, right, you will not see Eternal here. It will tell you that you don't have any browsers connected to your, you don't have any wallet connected to your browser. So you need to make sure that you have downloaded it from the Chrome Web Store and then installed it. And then now you have also activated that particular connector. So now I click on Eternal. Now, boom, you realize that the wallet is connected. Very easy. So once you are connected, you are presented with a dashboard. And the dashboard gives you the chance to learn about, delegating your voting power, becoming a dRep, becoming a direct voter, viewing governance actions and also proposing governance actions. And there are also some resources here, which is links to, Constitutional Committee portal, and then also the Intersect website, which is the body that is regulating this Cardano dRep stuff. And then also if you go to dRep directory, it will present you with a list of dReps who have registered dReps. You can see their voting power and everything about them, right? This is just a few. There are more of them, more than 200 dReps registered already. And then also, if you want to look at some governance actions, these are active governance actions that you may want to look at. It is not compulsory to vote in them as of yet, but you can look at them just to position yourself in terms of how these proposals are going to look like. And then also, if you click on the proposals tab, that is going to lead you to proposals that have been submitted already, right? But then you have to do your verification before you get access to that particular part of it. And then the guys will take you to the docs.gov where you get access to the Gitbook that entails all the necessary information that you will need about this whole governance tools and then the dRep and stuff from there. I don't need this now, so I'll come back. And then the FAQs, as we all know, is frequently asked questions, and that's also a documented version that you can read through when you're ready. But we are here to register as dReps, so we will click on register as dReps, and then you are presented with a pop-up which is saying that there are roles and responsibilities for dReps, and if you want to become a dRep, you should ensure that you have read through all of these and then you are very well abreast with the details that needs to be taken into account. And then also, like you are seeing, they are saying that becoming a dRep, you need a refundable deposit of 500 ADA. So that particular ADA that you are putting in your wallet to be able to register, it is refundable on when you retire as a dRep. So when you retire as a dRep, you are entitled to this particular 500 ADA. So now we click on continue, and then we give it a dRep name. So what name should we use? Let me just use a dRep chain. Say dRep chain. So remember, you cannot put space. These are not allowed. So you can use underscore and then like that. And then you put something about so empowering, creating and creating awareness process. And then you state your motivations. What motivates you to, become a dRep? Why do you want to become a dRep? What is your motivation? Remember the objectives. You are going to tell the community what are your objectives for becoming a dRep. So if you become a dRep, what are the objectives that you are going to work with? And the motivations are what is driving you to become a dRep. So I'll just do a copy and paste of this just for demonstration purposes. So let me say the passion to educate and create awareness. And create awareness about the current process. Okay. And then the qualifications is where you list your qualifications. So what are the expertise you have for this particular role? So you tell the community, if for instance, you're a marketer and you think you can market very well for the ecosystem and you can vote on proposals or you can vote for proposals or you can maybe revise proposals that are about marketing and then make a well-informed decision about them. You tell us basically your expertise, if it is about coding, if it is about community outreach, whatever it is, right? So just put it there. I'll just put community outreach experts. Yeah, let me just leave it at that. And then the reference link is if you have any link to your website, to your social media platforms, which is very necessary because people are going to, access these particular links to be able to read more about you and confirm that indeed you are who you say you are before they make their decisions on whether to delegate to you or not. So you need to provide some links. And then with the links, we're saying that you provide a link, you give a description for that particular link. So for instance, if it is a Twitter, you just say X, and then you provide a link. So maybe HTTPS X / maybe dRep _ chain. So something like that. So you can put it there and you can add as many links as you want. So if you have a website, if you have social platforms, you can add all of them in there. And then identity is a way to prove who you are. So for instance, if you have a portfolio on a website, you can put that here and then link it up. So yeah, it is optional though, so you may choose to do it or not. And then also you need to have a payment address, which is an address for dReps to receive payments. And the payment, we're talking about when you retire, right? Remember the 500 deposit that you made, where should we send that funds to? That is where you need to provide that particular address. So now you have to go back to your Eternal, go back to receive tab, and then you copy your address from there, and then you go and put it in there like that. And then you can choose to list, and you can also choose not to list. All right. So if you want to be listed in the directories, then you can choose to ignore this. But if you take this, then it means that you will not have a listing in the dRep listing on Gov2. So I'll just leave it as it is and then click on continue. And then mind you, with the dReps or with the Gov2s, your personal information or data that you provide, you are going to store and then maintain them on your own. You can choose to use third-party apps to do that. And you can also choose to use manual means of storing it and maintaining it. Right, so I just click on agree and then register. So now your data that you have provided has been compiled into a JSON file for you. All you need to do is to download that particular JSON file. And then if you have a third party that you want to go and give it to, so that they store it for you, you can go and give it to them. But then if you want to keep it on your own, for instance, I'm going to keep it on our GitHub repository. you just go on GitHub, right? You go on GitHub, and then you click it, you create a repository, and you remember you have to make it a public repository so that anybody at all can access it. Give it a name, so I'll say dRep data, and then you create a repository. Right. So now you can see there's a lot of things going on here, very technical. So that's why I'm saying that you have to make sure that you have the technical expertise to be able to, work on becoming a dRep. If you don't have the technical expertise all by your own or all on your own, you can come together, put a group of people together, and then just become dReps, register as dReps, and then see how things will go from there. So I'll go to project, and then I'll create a new project. Jump right in. Just want something simple. Let's see, board. Let's see. Okay.
Can you go back?
Yeah, let me just go back and then.
Good. So where you click the create a new file, look at the side. There's an uploading existing file. Just click on it and then.
Lovely, thank you.
You're
GitHub
welcome.
is very confusing. All right, let me put this here. So now you put your JSON file here. Make sure that it is loaded, and then now you can submit the changes. You now have to process it, and then so this is it, the dRep changes in file. So now you click on it. So this is the code, which is the details of the registration that you have provided. And then now you click in raw like this, and then you copy the link from here, from the browser. And then you bring it back to the GovTools website, and then you paste that particular link here. And then now you submit. So now you have to check your data, and then you have to confirm the transaction. I hope you guys are able to see that particular part, the transaction part. If not, I don't know, maybe. Then you provide your password to sign the transactions. My webinar. Sign it, and then we sign. So now transaction is in progress. Please wait. Submitted. So now go to dashboard, and then you wait. So you realize that it's in progress, right? It takes a bit of time for them to confirm the transaction. Then they can give you the status of registered dRep, right? So let's see how long it takes. And if you want to also track your transaction, you can use the successexplorer.io to track the status of a transaction. But I know this transaction has not reached anywhere yet. It's mempool already. And yeah. So it's still in the line. Come back to this place. And that is it. That is pretty much it. And also, if you want to delegate to a dRep, it is pretty much the same process. The only difference is that this time, you're not going to go through the hassle of wanting to register as dReps. Instead, all you need to do is on your internal, app on the browser, you go to voting. After having connected your wallet and everything, you go to voting. And then when you go to voting, by default, you are presented with the Catalyst project funding pane, right? That is not what we are working on right now. So you have to switch over to the blockchain governance tab. And then now you can see that my dRep status is here. So it means that I'm a registered dRep, right? So now, and automatically once you register, it means that your wallet is being delegated to that particular dRep. So automatically you delegate to yourself. But if you want to delegate to another dRep, right, then you have to use the option of the delegate. Okay, so you have to use the option of the delegate. So you go to new vote delegation, and then you select specify dRep ID. So now you have the chance to put in the dRep ID for that particular dRep that you want to delegate to. So let me try something here. Okay, so now you see you are registered as a dRep. Transaction has gone through successfully. right? So this is my dRep ID. So this is a dRep ID that you copy for any dRep that you want to delegate to. So I've just copied this dRep ID. Now I come back to Eternal, and then I put in the dRep ID here, like that. And then you click on Delegate. And then you put your password in. To sign the transaction. Now you sign the transaction. Transaction successful. So what that means is that in a moment, this would change. So initially, what it means is that you would see if you have a wallet that you have not delegated, you will see your wallet is not delegated and blah, blah. So you have to delegate to be able to access your stake rewards and all. But once you delegate, that particular message disappears, and then you are provided with details of the delegation, which is the pool that you have currently delegated to, which in my case is this, right? And then you are seeing voting power to be 0 on the graph tools, simply because the voting power has not yet been calculated. The voting power is calculated at the end of each epoch boundary. So at the end of each epoch boundary, the voting powers are calculated, and then you know how much voting power it is that you have, right? So now I'm going to, I think that is pretty much it when it comes to registering as a dRep and also delegating to a dRep. At this point, I would like to pause here. You can actually delegate using the Yoroi wallet. The only thing is that you have to use Yoroi web version. So like I indicated for the Eternal web version, for the Eternal, if you're using a mobile application, you can still use a mobile application to delegate to a dRep and also register as a dRep, right? But for Yoroi, you will not be able to use a mobile application to delegate to a dRep or register as a dRep. But you can use their web version to delegate to a dRep. So if you can see here, this is my Yoroi wallet, the web version. You go to governance. You go to the governance tab, and then on the governance tab, you have the option to delegate to a dRep, delegate to abstain. You know, with this whole dRep stuff and the governance tab, there are 2 automatic delegations that you can choose to delegate to. So those ones are automatic. That is a abstain, and then no confidence. That is automatic. You can basically delegate your wallet to them. But if you want to delegate to a dRep, you would have to click on delegate to a dRep, right? But you cannot register to become a dRep on the Yoroi, web version. So you can only delegate. And you do so by inputting the wallet ID for that particular dRep that you want to delegate to. Once you input the wallet and then you click confirm, you sign your transaction, and then boom, you have already delegated to a dRep using your Yoroi wallet. It is simple as that. Yeah, thank you.